All right, guys, today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing our lesson about long division. You have previously learned about how long division works. You are using the algorithm dead mice smell bad, which means you're going to divide, then multiply, then subtract, and bring down. I have already emailed you the links to the videos from Math Antics. There are 2 videos from there that you should have already watched to review how to do long division. I realize for many of you, you have never learned long division because they didn't teach you in elementary school, but we're going to learn it this week, and you are going to be tested on it. The only twist that we're going to have to this is that now we're going to add a decimal into into the division process, and how are we going to handle that? So if you remember when you did multiplication, 3.2 times 10, when you did multiplication, you moved your decimal to the right. And when you did that, you're changing your answer and it becomes 332. And if you had 3.2 times 100, the 2 zeros, you moved it 2 places and it became 320. You remember doing that. So what we're going to do here to handle with our decimal, because our system is base 10, and if you do the same thing on both sides of your equal sign, and in this case, your equal sign is that symbol right there. If you multiply this side by 10 and this side by 10, that means you're going to move your decimal 1 to the right here and 1 to the right here, and you're going to end up with your decimal here. Make sure once you've moved your decimal, you put it again up at the top so you'd have your decimal in the correct place of your answer. So here you go. We have 0.3. We're going to move it 1 place here, which is multiply by 10. You're going to move it 1 place here. Put your decimal up there on top on your answer. Okay? Same thing over here. You move it 1 place, you move it 1 place here, and you might want to put on some zeros there as well. All right, so we're going to hone in on this particular problem. And we are going to first move our decimal. You see we need to move it 1 place here. So we're going to move it 1 place here. And just to be safe, we're going to put some zeros on there in case we need them. So dead mice smell bad. We're going to divide. 3 goes into 1 0 times, so we do nothing there. 3 goes into 18. How many times? 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So now we subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0, and we bring down 2. 3 goes into 2 0 times, so we stop there and don't do anything more, and we bring down the next one 2. 3 goes into 22 3 times. 7 times. 3 goes into 22 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. 22 minus 21 is 1, and we bring down. 3 goes into 10, 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, 10 minus 9 is 1, bring down, 0. 3 goes into 3, how many times? 3 goes into 10, how many times? 3, so it's 3 times 3 is 9. And you should be noticing a pattern here. What is our leftover or our remainder each time? It is 1, which means we now are stuck in a loop. We have a pattern. We have a repeater. Even if we keep going and bring down the 0, 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, 1 is your remainder. So if you have this repeating pattern, you have a repeating decimal. You can stop as soon as you have a repeater or your decimal terminates. If your decimal terminates, you're done. If your decimal repeats, you're done. So you should always be looking for that pattern to repeat. And then when you're finished with that, you can move to the next one. Here's another problem, and you'll notice here this time, your 0.07, you're going to multiply by 100 on this side to move your decimal 2 to the right, which means you're going to move your decimal 1, 2 to the right here as well. And you're going to put on some extra zeros before you start your algorithm of dead mice smell bad. Over here, if you'll notice on this problem here, you have 3 places, 1, 2, 3, so you would multiply by 1,000, which means over here you would move it 3 places as well. 1, 2, 3, put your decimal in, and make sure you put it up at top on your answer as well, and follow the same algorithm. Many of you will find this to be very challenging to do this long division, and that's okay. You can get help from your classmates, you can get help from me. Make sure you're asking questions, but it is important that you learn how to do this. It will be on your test. Good luck.